already. Down here in the bottom left, it is our German Zerg. He is
Liquid TLO from Europe.
And then up in the top right, our reigning GSL champion, still looking completely unbeatable. He is
Wongjin Star Soulkey from Korea.
Now, one thing I definitely do want to mention from that game, I wrongly predicted when the Roaches and Mutas first came out and pushed back the Roaches of Soulkey. I thought that once he pushed Soulkey a certain distance, his Roaches would go home and eventually become a Roach transition and just kind of have map control with those Mutas. Now, I'm not completely sure that he was ever going to hold because Soulkey's build was very, very powerful, but I almost feel like sacrificing those Roaches was what did TLO in there. Because with the Mutas, you know, he pushed everything back, right? And he killed a decent number of Roaches, and then his Lings were gone, and then he just kind of sat there with far fewer Roaches fighting Roaches, trying to pick some more off with his Mutas. But he didn't really have that many Mutas there. He had like 6, maybe 7. I feel like he should have run home with the group of Roaches, just because I didn't see any reason to really lose them. I mean, the Mutas can keep on hitting the Roaches. What are the Roaches going to do? Follow your Roaches all the way home? And of course, yeah, he didn't have speed, but there was a time where the Roaches were far enough apart that his Roaches could have turned around and been fine. So I feel like that may have been the mistake. I think he overcommitted on those, and then he simply didn't have the beat behind the Spine Crawlers to stop that push with all those transfusions. But maybe if he had kept those back home, he could have somehow managed to do it, because as soon as he didn't have those Roaches anymore, he couldn't make Roaches to stop the Roaches and Queens. He had to make Mutas, which wasn't going to work because of how many Queens, how much energy they had. So just a little bit of theory crafting there. Okay, so I wasn't really paying 100% attention to the opening build orders while I was trying to talk about that, but it looks like actually a pool first here by TLO and a hatch first by Soulkey. So they've actually switched positions, and I think this was a really good choice by Soulkey, and I think TLO was taking into consideration how many times he's hatch firsted and gone hatch firsted. That's good. And he's gone for the safer build, going for the pool a little bit quicker here, because that is going to be very good against a quick pull from Soulkey. Whereas from Soulkey, he has to expect that TLO expects that he could quick pull. And you don't really want to quick pull against quick pull, because then it comes down to micro, and TLO isn't going to out-micro Soulkey. So he's gone for hatch first and given himself just a slight advantage in this situation. I like it. And in fact, that's a very, very quick Baneling Nest. So looks like we're going to see some heavy aggression coming out of Soulkey here. Some very, very heavy aggression. TLO, on the other hand, let's take a look. He is still mining gas. He is getting his speed. It's not that slow, and there you go. The Baneling Nest is going to go up. So his Baneling Nest is basically in time that if he realizes that this is coming, I think he'll be all right. But he has nothing in the scout path of those for a bit, especially if they go up. Okay, so those Lings going to go up. He doesn't know that those are on the way, and those can morph into Banelings up there, which can catch him off guard. He just doesn't have Overlords in the right spot to see these 4 Banelings morph. And these should be the ones that turn into Banelings because they're already up there. So 20 more Lings from Soulkey. He can run those out very quickly. And TLO, without that information, we'll see how he does against it. It's going to be a little bit hard, but he's making a Roach Warren. He just made 5 more drones. So TLO's sitting on only 4 drones right now, with only 4 Lings right now with 6 in production. This could be a killing blow. And in fact, you see he realizes he's in trouble suddenly. Oh, this is really, really bad for TLO. Soulkey blows up the morphing Banelings, which makes a lot of sense because he has so many Lings down here. He doesn't have a full wall, he doesn't have a Spine Crawler, and Soulkey's actually droning behind this. So GG, TLO realizes the wool was pulled over his eyes, I guess. He didn't have any overlords in the path of those 4 Zerglings. And if he had, he may have been able to wonder, where are these Zerglings, where are they going, what are they doing? But having the 4 Banes in there made it basically impossible for him to hold, because any Lings he had popping out, he had to have Banelings to defend that. You can't defend Speedling Bane with just Speedling, it just simply doesn't work. So, Soulkey just kind of outdoing TLO here. TLO definitely one of the best Europeans, definitely a top-end world-class Zerg, but this is where you can see the difference between a really talented, intelligent, high-end player like TLO and literally the best player in the world, Soulkey, the GSL, defending GSL champion. So, Soulkey basically comes out of this group in first place 4-0, and not one game looked close. Every single game, he completely outplayed, outclassed, outthought, outmicroed, outmacroed his opponent. I guess it's what you would expect, because we don't really see like the players we consider the very top in this group. Like maybe Stefano you consider one of those top end, but we don't have like an innovation or a parting or a life in this group. So Soulkey looking completely unbeatable still. So the next match is going to be Stefano against Life. That one actually should be really nice. Based upon how we've seen, not Life, Alive, very similar, I guess. But from what we've seen from him already here today, I would definitely give Stefano a bit of an edge. So I'm kind of expecting Stefano to take that. But we will see. We're going to jump to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with more, so don't go anywhere.